should I get a cat? Last year, I went through an emotionally tough year. I have a close friend who told me that I should get a cat. And he said, you should get a cat. You should not a cat, a kitten. He said, you should get a kitten because kittens look at you as a mother. And he said, it's gonna heal. It helps, if someone is going through a tough time, it helps you heal. And honestly, back then, I just felt like my heart was empty and I had nothing to give to a human or an animal. And given that I had never really had any pet, I had no experience. Or even if I had, I don't think I had anything to give, even a cat. And I said, I don't think it's a good idea right now because I can barely take care of myself and let alone a cat. But lately I've been thinking about it. Should I get a cat? I fear I don't have any experience with pets at all. The only experience I have with pets is when I was living in Goa and my landlord, they had a dog and the neighbors had a dog, and I had made up my mind that I would get comfortable with the dogs and I would see how it feels like. I remember the name of the dog the dog landlord had was Killer, and it was such a funny name because Killer was the funniest dog I've ever seen. He was so playful and so much fun, and somehow we bonded. I would give him biscuits every day, and every day when I would leave for my swimming lessons, or when I would leave the house, he would just follow me till the store where I would get the biscuits from. And to me it was so crazy. I was like, oh my god, this dog is crazy. But yeah, we kind of formed the bond. And I also remember, like, when I would leave to go to my hometown, one day I was leaving and my driver was there to pick me up. And I remember watching Killer following the car, and that made me so emotional. And there were a couple of other dogs I would just like, I bonded with. I would buy biscuits for them, feed them, and play with them sometimes. And I think those were the first dogs I've ever really touched. So I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to, we don't have a lot of pets where we live. It's not like, I'm not seeing a lot of people have pets, but yeah. But this is something, I've been thinking about because bonding with an animal is an experience like I don't really have. Did I ever pet a cat? Yes, in Istanbul. If you have gone to Istanbul, you will see cats everywhere. Like they see humans as friends. So they're just so playful no matter which cafe you go to or which store you go to. I went to buy a jacket and I saw cats sitting even on the denims, which was quite funny. But yeah, if you're in Istanbul, like cats will just come and sit on your lap. And since I was not really familiar with that energy, I would be like, ah. But slowly I did bond with a lot of cats. The hostel we were staying at, there was a black cat, and her name was Hunter, and she gave me such a magnificent Scorpio feeling, and she just didn't give any shit about anything. She would just bask in the sun and and just lay around and just be playful whenever she wanted. So yeah, that is one more experience I have. I don't know if it's enough experience. My grandmother loved animals. She had a lot of chickens and cows, and when I was little, she would tell me a story of how when they sold a cow, when she was a young woman, they had a cow. And when they sold the cow, the cow actually cried. And like, as a kid, wow, it's just appeared so animated in my head. A cow crying. Now that I watch videos about cows and how they like to have best friends and how they cry if they are separated from their best friends, like all of that makes sense to me. But I don't know, sometimes I'm like, if I get a cat and the cat is with someone like me, like, do I even have that in me to bond with the animal, live with the animal, be around that animal, take responsibility for it? I don't know, but yeah, I also have nothing going on in my life apart from work and my friends. And sometimes I'm like, maybe this is the chance. This is the time for me to get a cat. Do let me know what you think. Do you have pets? Are you someone who never had a pet and got a pet for the first time? Do let me know. I'm so curious. Do share your thoughts with me. Bye.